many of us who are beginning to awake within our consciousness. So within the research of things, first of all, you have to go into explain or define to another individual this term and why. Okay. Melanated empire. Melanated empire.
Ra. Giving thanks and praise, for even the divine light emitted from the sun. We don't worship the sun, but we understand that unseen aspect, that atum, that amen ra, atum ra, hidden aspect of the sun, which would be the electromagnetic spectrum. Yes, princess? So yes, family, giving thanks, Young Caribbean God Simon Rye for another installment. Really building the foundation, melanated empire, rising the consciousness, not just by clothing, but by any means necessary for the people. So yeah, since this reasoning is basically going to be about understanding the zodiacs, you see, family, and the winter solstice, we obviously have to begin with the sun, because if it wasn't for Ra, right, none of this would be possible. So we have to begin the video by showing, Atumra, Amunra, Solomon. You see it, family? So we have to begin that way, straight up. Give thanks for the family present with us. You see it? So yes, the electromagnetic spectrum emitted from the sun, the white light, the light, which many would even want to call God, because Jesus is the sun. The Jesus in the Bible is the Son of God, not the S-O-N, the S-U-N. Etymology again, you can interchange vowels, A-E-I-O-U, sometimes Y, right? So basically, when you interchange the U with the O, you get the S-O-N. The light of the world. Light of the whole world, family. Light of the whole world. Check it. So, this is what it's about. A few more seconds. It's a little sun gazing, Don't mind it still, Yeah. Straight up and down. With the family again, giving thanks, Yeah. Janani, be careful there, okay? Okay, be careful. Yes, family, so take a walk with me, Let's go and break down this. Yes, you can stay outside still, it's okay. I'll be back shortly. Peace to the family. Peace, love, and bliss. So yeah, I drew a little diagram there to help us with the presentation. You see it? The reflection of the light on the board. Not too bad. The family can deal with it. We have two celestial orbs there, straight up and down. So yeah, family, understanding the solstices. So as I said, it begins with the sun, right? So we have the Son of God, and this right here, the red line, is the path that the sun takes every year. All right? This red line is referred to as the ecliptic belt. Let me see if some parts of the board are kind of dry, so give me a second, family. I hope the family understands the writing too. That's an L. So we have the ecliptic belt, right? Ecliptic belt. This is the equator. Okay, so this is the equator, family. This is the ecliptic belt. This belt is about 17 degrees wide. Okay, now to the bottom here, where is my red marker, my blue marker, sorry. This most southern point, family, right? This most southern point is what they refer to as, you've probably heard, the Tropic of Capricornus, or as we know it as Capricorn. And to the top, marker ain't really even doing no justice, man. We have the Tropic of Cancer, right? So this right here again is the ecliptic belt. As you can see, it makes like a sine wave, family, right? I just broke it down, I separated it, right, and I split it in two, but obviously this has to go back here, because if it's the path that the sun takes, obviously when it gets to that point, it's going to get back here. Okay, hope the family understands me. Now this here, this point, yes princess, give me a second, family. Give me a second, let me check on the princess there to make sure everything irie there still. You're not ready? Yes, Johnny. Okay, well, mind you fall, just be careful. Okay. So the red marker giving a little trouble. We will try and switch it up a bit, right? I'm gonna get through with this real quickly for the family. So again, family, ecliptic belt. Now this right here is, wow, both of my markers dread. The family will have to commit a lot of this to memory. The marker dread, family. Anyway, this point right here is March 21st. Okay, that's March 21st. This is September 21st or 22nd. This is June 21st. Okay, and below here is December 21st or 22nd. Now the date varies depending upon the angle that the Earth is at on the ecliptic belt, because remember, our North Pole, the Earth is actually tilted at 23.5 degrees. Both of these tropics here are also at 23.5 degrees off of the equator, family. Tropic of Cancer, 23.5 degrees above. Tropic of Capricorn, 23.5 degrees below. Hope the family is with me. I swear I didn't even think the markers were working. Wow. See if we can put some points. Since the markers won't write, family, I'm going to erase the points instead. Okay, so this first point here, family, is the constellation of Aries. Okay, so we have Aries. Now another thing I would like to point out to the family, this straight line, the family should know mathematics, this right here is 180 degrees, correct, family? 180 degrees. Another 180 degrees. 180 times 2 would actually give us 360. That is a complete circle. Thereby, if this is 180 degrees, okay, and this now will be perpendicular, forms a right degree angle, we would have to separate each of these sectors into 3. Are you with me, family? So we have Aries here, okay, Aries here, Taurus here, right, Gemini here, okay, Gemini. From Gemini we have now Cancer, Leo, Virgo, okay, then we have Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, right? Aquarius, Pisces. So the solstice, family, means came from the Latin word solistia. Solistia means the sun standing still. Now, when the sun is here, because remember the sun is traveling through this line, when the sun is here, it is referred to as the equinox, because obviously here, okay, since this is the equator, when the sun is above the equator, we have more light than day. When it is under the equator, family, we have more darkness than light. So we can put light up here. I'm really pissed off as my lighters, as my markers are trying to play some kind of role there. So, okay. So we have light here and we have darkness here. So because the sun is above the equator, we have more light. When it's under the equator, we have more darkness. Okay. To go deep, we can even consider this as heaven and this as hell. Right? So here, since this is light, since this is darkness, when the sun is here, we have equal light and darkness. So we can have equal day and night. So it is referred to as the equinox. Equinox means equal, family. Okay? So the sun is traveling up. Obviously, we have the months going them through, because this here, remember, is March 21st. So Aries, so we have March to April, May, right? May, June. So you know the zodiacs actually do not start at the month, like to see the constellation of the zodiac of, well, the horoscope of Cancer doesn't begin on the 1st of July. So thereby we can understand that these would really interlap in the months. Okay? So equinox means equal night and day. This is where the solstice is, family. So solstice from solistia, meaning the day the sun stands still. So when the sun gets here, the sun would actually stand still, right? And not move. So therefore they call it the solstice. I hope the family understands me, Solstice. So we have equinox, we have solstice. When the sun goes back down, we have another equinox. This here, remember, is September. Okay? The marker not writing. From September, we're coming down, and then we have the winter. So, sorry, family. Summer solstice, winter solstice. Okay? Vernal equinox, autumn equinox. The vernal equinox, we have the beginning of spring as the sun passes over the equator. This is where the Passover comes from. Everybody thinking that these biblical scriptures are actually meant to be taken literal, right? It's all astrology, family. All astrology. As above, so below as well. Not that because it happens in the heavens, it has to happen on earth. We are the microcosm of the macrocosm. So what happens celestially happens within us as well. Okay? Now, from this solstice, which marks summer, okay, so this is spring, this is summer, this is autumn, and this is winter. All right? So from this point going down, we have another equinox, and from this point coming down, we have another solstice. So this is the winter solstice on December 21st or 22nd, which basically is today or tomorrow. If you have to check the time accurately, the solstice will actually be tomorrow, December 22nd, and not today, the 21st. Right, family? So this is basically a simple explanation of the solstices and the zodiacs, right? Also, family, when the sun reaches here, okay, and it stays still for 3 days, right, where the sun appears not to rise, because remember, some say that it is the angle of the earth and the orbit of the earth around the sun, the vortex of the earth around the sun, which is why basically it appears that the sun is moving, which is true. But the sun really still in reality is moving, because how else would we explain the Great Precession? All right, the Great Precession, for those who don't know, is the complete revolution of the sun around the zodiac belt every 24,000 years. Thereby, it spends 2,000 years in every zodiac, which is why we see right now it is the age of Aquarius, because for the last 2,000 years we were in the age of Pisces. Right? Now, something to note as well, family. When the sun, every year, when we take a note of the sun on this ecliptic belt, it appears that the sun is going clockwise. Right? Because obviously after Cancer you have Leo, after Leo you have Virgo, after Virgo you have Libra, etc., etc., etc. So since we in here December 21st, the sun is now going to, before I get to this, right, when the sun is here December 21st, it's gonna stay in the same position for 3 days. On December 25th, the sun is going to rise 1 degree from where it originally was. That happens because it is now beginning to shift to climb back up, family. So it is now going to be the victor over darkness. So right now we're going to have more light than darkness. And then when next year come in, March come in, then we're actually going to cross that celestial equator. Seen, family? So it's just an understanding, really, Now, these things really benefit us because, there was something else I had to say. Let me see if my lights will make me go a bit closer here. Yeah, give thanks, family. We've been pushing in the work still, We have some huge project doing still, you know what I mean? About 100 shits to be putting down, But yeah. Yeah, man. Yes, family. So this basically, yes, princess? When I finish the video in just a little while. So yes, family, this basically is just a map of the constellations in the northern sky. Right? Sit right here. I don't even have a pointer, man. So yeah, this is the ecliptic belt I was referring to. Obviously it won't be a complete circle, and during the times of the months when it changes as well, we can see that this other line here, family. So all the zodiacs, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricornus, as we just explained, Aquarius, Pisces, as we did say, Taurus, Gemini, and Cancer. Right, family? So on the 3 days that we have the sun remaining still, which is from December 21st, 22nd, 23rd, 24th. On the night of the 24th, and I would just like to say as well, family, that, or is it looking for it here for you? Give me a second. For the past 6 months, I haven't been seeing this constellation outside, which is the constellation of Orion, right? Orion. Now, the myth says that 3 wise kings followed the star in the east and went to where Jesus Christ would be born. For the past 6 months also, I haven't been seeing the constellation of Orion, and I always pay attention to my night sky, right? But presently, because we are entering the month of December, Orion is beginning to show himself. So you can actually see, and the myths are basically science given a sort of fairy tale, right? Give thanks, Jamaica, I caught you, Williams. Give thanks. So, as the myth says, like, the myth is basically science broken down, right? It is astrology and astronomy. Astronomy being the study of the stars, and astrology is how the prominences of the stars affect us here on Earth, right? Now, in the recent months, I've been seeing Orion popping up, but Orion now is not on the ecliptic belt. Now, Orion on the 23rd, the 22nd, 23rd, 24th, on the night of the 24th, family, if you go outside and you look for Orion, you will identify him by the 3 bright stars in his, what they refer to as his belt. Because this looks like a man. Let me move the flash. Let me just see if I remove the flash how it will look. Orion now is like, they call him Orion the Hunter. So if you look that way, he's facing, his feet are here and he's holding the bow, right? Orion. So Orion now, on the night of the 24th, he's 3 stars in his belt, which is Al-Nilam, Al-Nitak, and Mintaka, that our ancestors erected the 3 pyramids at Giza according to the orientation in the sky. You will see these 3 stars pointing to the star Sirius, the star basically in the constellation Canis Major, which they refer to as the Great Dog. So we refer to this as Orion and his dog. But this was meant to represent Osiris, as we know, and this here, Canis Major, Sirius, was meant to represent Isis. This name here, Sirius, this is where the word Sir comes from. Okay, Sir. I know we have a what do you call it? A breakdown these days saying is slave I remain, right? But the original concept of it, because everything, family, came from the zodiacs. So on the night of the 24th, these 3 stars are going to basically make a straight line to Canis Major, and it's going to be where the sun will be rising. Right, family? Okay, so this now is the 3 wise kings following the star in the east to where the Son of God will be born on the horizon, where he's going to rise the very next day, family. Okay, it's all star science, it's all solar science. Okay, because without the sun, again, none of this would be possible. So on the 3 days, okay, this doesn't even cover all the constellations, it's just the constellations in the northern sky. In the constellations in the southern sky, there is a constellation referred to as the Crux constellation. For the 3 days where the sun resides, okay, where it doesn't move, when the sun sets and the night sky comes in, if you look at that exact location, family, okay, you will see basically that it resembles a cross. So for 3 days, the sun appeared to not, because anything not moving in nature, I mean for 3 days, right? Anything not moving in nature for 3 days, it appears, or they call it like it's dead, basically. Okay, so if it's dead and it doesn't move, and it appears that the place it resides is in the constellation known as the Crux constellation, which is in the form of a cross, it can be said, family, that the Son of God was crucified for 3 days. You see what I'm saying? The Son of God was crucified for 3 days. So these concepts were not to be taken literal. Now, if they taught us this in the Bible, if they taught us this as youths while growing up, probably would have a different perception of those scriptures and those Bible and all these religious corpuses. You understand? Because while Christianity deals with sun worship and even Saturn worship as well, Islam, okay, deals with moon worship and Saturn worship as well. You see what I'm saying? Judaism is still a moon and a Saturn cult. So all of these religions took their concepts basically, obviously, from us, the ancient Africans, because we knew we were as astrologers, right? The ancient priests of even Ethiopia and Kemet were astrologers long before these Europeans even knew anything about the stars, right? So these concepts were actually taken and tried to give a historical point of view. I'll be right with you, princess. A historical point of view. And we have a lot of our people now trying to say that these individuals, Jesus and all these people, existed. It is a trap, family. It is a trap. Because before it was Jesus, before it was the story of Jesus, within our African spiritual concept, mythology, it was Ose or Horror or Horus. You see what I'm saying? Because we identify Horus as that divine energy that the sun emanates. You see? So in another mythology or in another culture, instead of Horus, it would actually be Mithra or Dionysus. Okay? An individual named as Kirsty Greaves in his book, The 16 Saviors of the World, 16 Crucified Saviors, goes in depth into that. And you'll find a lot of them, okay, doing miracles, walking on water, being crucified for 3 days and then resurrecting. So the resurrection, as I showed, is the sun now moving 1 degree. Family, let's just take a quick recap. So the resurrection now, after the 3 days, it resides within the Crux constellation. On December 25th, when the 3 stars in Orion's belt point to the Sirius star, which is in the constellation of Canis Major, it forms a straight line to the horizon where the Son of God, where the sun will rise. When it rises there, it begins its trad back up, family. So we have the sine wave. The sine wave of God. This now is still the figure 8. It is the symbol of infinity, because that's what it is really. The sun will infinitely traverse this ecliptic belt. You see it, family? Infinitely. Now we being children of the sun, as our ancient Ramechu did identify and did make known to us, we also have a sun in us, which is our 3rd chakra, referred to our solar plexus. Being black, family. Well, someone say, oh, you like to call black is a color, man. We're brown and we're copper. Isn't brown and being copper a color as well? So we need to do away with the bullshit, family. Seriously. So being black, whether you want to refer to it as melanin, whether you want to refer to it as carbon, this element is condensed sunlight, because when the sun, the white light from the sun, passes through a prism, family, it a sort of factorization takes place where the rays of light actually slow down. This is what happens when you see a rainbow. The droplets of water, actually slow down the rays of light, and it displays the beautiful kaleidoscope of colors we see from the UV rays of the sun. So when these colors actually break down, yes, baby. So when you break these colors down, family, we get 7 colors, and these 7 colors resonate with our energy centers, our melanin clusters on our body, referred to as our chakras. Have to do with the sun. The very top color you will get, it would have to be black, or you can even call it white. You see what I'm saying? So we as black individuals, we as black people, family, come in and play chess now. We as black people, family, we need to understand this kind of information about the sun, because this is what it's all about. If you understood the tradition, the trad that the sun actually takes, you will understand all these mythologies, and you will understand even how it resonates with you, because you are of the universe. The atoms that created you, that created your anatomy, right? Anatomy are not just from the earth, but you can call it even from the universe, what they try to call stardust. That's why they call us star seeds as well, family. So we are all of this, and you best believe, you best know that the position of these celestial orbs, not just the planets, but of the constellations as well, and where the sun resided during the time of your creation, when your mother, when your God brought you forth. Knowing these things, family, will even help you understand who you are as a person better, and you will know yourself better. You also know other individuals better, because attached to all of these zodiacal signs are different attributes. So you'll get different behaviorisms and behavioral patterns, basically in all Aquarius people, or in all. You understand? So it's good to take your time to understand these things. Even there are many websites that do your free birth charts and can actually read it for you, and give you a breakdown of it. Doing this again will make you better understand yourself. It might even give you a hint as to your purpose and why you were sent in this 3rd dimension, family. So we need to stop living blindly. And while I know that we all must work to make that paper, to make that dollar, to take care of ourselves, we should as well try to bring about that balance yourself, myself. Taking care of myself, I'm also in a sense taking care of you, because the knowledge I basically download for a perception, for soul gazing, for what have you, right? I can share it with the family. Okay? And if I understand that me, through the energy that resides and the light that resides within me, is basically a reflection of you, because we all come from the same source. So me being a reflection of you, I can refer to you as myself. So myself, what you say there? You Irie? Everything well? If everything not well, Asa, don't think nothing. Take some breathing steps, right? Coherent heart breathing. Visualize, right? Set your affirmation. Live positively, righteously, because you have to live right, you know. Now I'm going back to the board. I didn't even intend on that thing being so long. We're going back to the board. So where did Ra come from? Okay, as a family should know, the Aries constellation, the Aries zodiac, which is after the sun passes over the equator, is referred to as the Ram constellation. Ram. Okay, now watch the science in words, family. Ram can also be broken down to right ascension meridian. Why do I say this? Does the family know about the Greenwich meridian? The Greenwich meridian is an imaginary line that falls basically in Greenwich, England, and they check time from that 0-degree line. Okay, so anything to the right of the line would be positive, anything to the back would be negative, which is why our time zone in the Caribbean, in St. Lucia, would be -4 or -5, because we're 5 lines of that 24-hour line from the Greenwich meridian. The Greenwich meridian is an imaginary line falling at 0 degrees. This here is exactly where the Greenwich meridian falls, this imaginary line. So because now we take note, so we celebrate these months being that the sun is victor, like the sun has its victory, because we have more light than darkness. Okay, summer, okay, summer, they call July the hottest month of the year. July, okay, July basically is where the constellation of Leo starts. So since July is the hottest month, and this being summer as well, and Leo, right, the constellation of Leo in July, they refer to the sun as the Lion King. Now what I was getting to, family, is when we have the Greenwich meridian line, the sun, when it traverses to the right of that, to the right of the line. This is why knowing these things is the right thing to do. In another video, hopefully, I'm going to be breaking down the circle, the triangle, and the square. Israel. Okay? Not the imaginary set of, well, basically not the community founded in 1948, not the black individuals we have going around saying that they're the Israelites and whatnot, but a deeper esoteric understanding within the circle, the triangle, and the square. So since the sun is traversing in that direction, it's moving to the right. What is the sun called? Ra. Ra, or some call it Re, as the rays of the sun. But if it is referred to as Ra, Ra can be broken down into right ascension. Ascend because it's ascending when it's going right, family. And then when it gets to its highest point, where the sun is referred to as the most high, it begins to descend. Here it's referred to as the fall, family. The fall, then we get December right here. So the thing is now, all those people celebrating Christmas and what have you, okay, are you really celebrating when the sun is rising the 1 degree and begins its tradition back that way? Or are you celebrating the darkest day and when the sun is actually being crucified? This constellation right here, family, remember, is Capricorn, right? The celestial orb that rules Capricorn is Saturn. Capricorn, the goat, right? And we're in the Tropic of Capricorn. And we have Saturn, who actually is Satan. So you can see why at times Saturn or Satan will take on the form of the goat, which we even know as Baphomet. Okay? And all these religions are giving veneration to Saturn. which is why today is Saturday. Oh boy, I don't even know why. Well, it's still good. Oh, here's the light I was looking for, you know. Big up. Which takes me to why it is Saturday, and a lot of individuals, especially a lot of my Rastafarian brethren, are keeping this Sabbath thing. They're probably just coming from the Sabbath. So I'm basically saying anybody that is still keeping this Sabbath, you are subconsciously sleeping with the beast. No disrespect to you. You probably think that you're doing the right thing. But I'm saying if you are keeping the Sabbath, you are sleeping with the beast. Be you Christian or Judaism, be you Islam or Muslim, okay? You are sleeping with the beast. Because Saturn, for the family who don't know, we actually have a channel. It's just maybe you can have some. We actually have a channel named Melanated Empire on YouTube on the family to subscribe, okay? Saturn family, which is the ruler of the constellation Capricorn, still being in the Tropic of Capricorn, okay, according to mythology, is Saturn, Satan, the same thing, you know. The 666, okay, which they say is the mark of the beast. Yes, we know that we have the 666 in us within our chemical composition, being 6 protons, 6 neutrons, and 6 electrons. But this also refers to Saturn, because Saturn is Chronos, right, which is the god of time. They refer to him as Father Time, Chronos, chronology, Father Time. Yeah, I'll come and check you, eh? Yes, sir. Chronology, Father Time family. We can break down time into 666. Reason being, we have 60 seconds in a minute, 60 minutes in an hour, and we have 24 hours in a day. You add the 2 plus the 4, you get the 6. At the north pole of Saturn, there is a storm brewing family, which takes it looks like an eye, and it takes the shape of a hexagon. A hexagon has 6 sides. On another dimension, a hexagon is actually a cube. So Saturn now, because it used to be a sun, according to mythology, because it was so bright in the sky, in the night sky, but it's sort of dimmed out, they refer to it as the black sun. So you can refer to it as the black cube. This black cube is where the Muslims go around, okay, when they go to Mecca. You understand? And this black cube is what these Jewish people wear on top of their head, which they say has certain verses of the Torah in it. Okay? All of that is Saturn worship. Now, to show you that Islam is a derivative of Judaism, okay, they study a book referred to as the Kabbalah, or certain ways the mysticism is referred to as the Kabbalah, right? And in Islam, okay, they go to Mecca to worship Kaaba, to go around the Kaaba to worship Allah. Okay, so in Mecca you go around the Kaaba, the black stone, to worship Allah. Kaaba, Allah, Kabbalah family. Don't you get the link? So Islam in itself is come from Judaism, or Judaism come from Islam, however way you want to put it. The two of them are linked up, and the two of them are tied into that Saturn worship, the worship of the black cube, and even so is Christianity as well. So if you're dealing with the black cube and you're dealing with Chronos, which is Greek mythology, okay, and you want to keep that Sabbath today there, go and give Saturn your energy, okay. This is why anybody that's still on that Sabbath thing, you're sleeping with the beast and you're giving the beast your energy, really resting. You check what I tell you. So this is the awakening family. We're not on no Sabbath Saturn worship thing. If anything, you should be resting on a day of the moon, on the moon day. You understand? As I also broke down in our video, the Holy Sabbath, on our channel, Melanated Empire. Now, Ram. Aries the Ram. Okay, Aries the Ram. The Ram. Ram also stands for Right Ascension Meridian. Okay, this hair within Masonry is referred to as the Royal Arch of Masonry. This is why you'll see a lot of these semicircles on a lot of the Masonic institutions at the entrances. Let me just, in my second family, let me just sing that for the princess there. No, baby, they dry. I was trying to write on the board, but or probably the board, but it's high time I change the markers anyway. So yes, family, right ascension, ram, here is the ram. It is the beginning when the sun passes over the equator, the Passover. If anybody also have to go and check what months does the Passover fall on, you will see that Simon Ryan lying to you, right? So when the sun passes over the equator, it begins its tradition to the right ascension, Ra. Here is the ram, right ascension meridian, royal arch of masonry. I'm showing you all the symbolism, family, right? Signs and symbols for the conscious mind. Okay? Equinox, solstice. We are basically right here, December 21st, 22nd, and the sun is going to be tried in this way. This is where the sun doesn't move for 3 days. When it does set, when we look at that exact position, we see the Crux constellation. So it appears that constellation for 3 days. So we say that the sun was on December 25th, when the 3 stars are in Taka, forms a straight line with the star Sirius. It points at the direction where the sun will rise the next morning, which is December 25th, where they say Jesus Christ was born, on the horizon. Okay, so no Christ 2,000 years ago, family, right? No Christ 2,000 years ago. I'm going to say it again. Book with me, where is it? I don't know where the Empress put it. No Christ 2,000 years ago. So therefore, we can have no Christ coming back. Okay? It's always been the Christ within. Is the Christ consciousness. Right? Because there are some people, you can't even really tell them that Jesus don't really exist. That, you need to tell them, well, the individual you thought that was Jesus actually is a metaphoric representation of the Son. Now, they might be taken back, but they might be quicker to listen than if you tell them, oh, Jesus Christ didn't exist, man. Because we have grown so attached to these deities through an acculturation process, okay, that sometimes, there is so much emotion entangled in the understanding that we kind of have to be careful with the people. Okay, family? So, cool out on the Sabbath, Saturn vibes, right? Okay, baby. So, family, I have to set up close up. You don't hear the princess already. So, Saturn, Satan, okay? We basically right here. The sun is right here, December 21st, which is today, the 22nd. Right, it's going to reside there for 3 days. Tradition. So no Christ, family, we need to wake up, okay, and understand how this as well affects us as a people. So we shouldn't even be really celebrating the Christmas thing. You should get, if you want, you should be giving some acknowledgement that the sun is beginning its tradition back up, right? But that's about it. There are some individuals who even through the 3 days non-movement of the sun, they take it upon themselves to do a fast as well. It is sort of like a ritual thing. But yeah, this is what it's about. So we can begin now to slowly see more light than darkness until it completely crosses the equator, okay, to go back around again, forming that sine wave, that infinity. Right, family? Now, we being children of the sun, this affects us because all of us are born within one of these zodiacal signs, okay, along with certain attributes. When the sun was residing in that sign, the prominences of the constellation was magnified by the sun, and you, as that divine light being that you are, were created. The thing is, too much caught up in the system, so we kind of have to go back to the stars, because what we refer to as the stars, because remember, it's many stars from a constellation. What we refer to as the stars now in Old English was referred to as an astar, right? And the saying was, if you don't know your astars, then your life will be a disaster. And having said that, family,